The first man didn't die. He begged to. That's what made people listen. It was 1995 Zanzibar. The air was thick, unmoving, the kind of night where even insects go quiet. He had gone to bed like everyone else, doors locked, windows cracked open to let in ocean air. Sometime after midnight, he woke up because something was wrong with the silence. No crickets, no waves, no wind. Then he smelled it. Rot, wet fur, burned sulfur. Before he could sit up, something heavy dropped onto his chest. Not like a human climbing on top of him, like something that had fallen from above. He tried to scream. Nothing came out. 2 hands, no. Claws pressed into his shoulders. Long fingers, cold, slightly damp. He said later they felt jointed wrong, like they bent in too many places. He forced his eyes open and saw wings, folded around him. Not feathers, skin, dark, stretched, veined skin. The face hovered inches from his own. Human, but wrong. Eyes reflecting red in the darkness. Mouth too wide, teeth thin and needle-like, and it smiled. He said it spoke without moving its lips. You will tell them. Its breath smelled like something that had been dead for days. Then it did something worse than kill him. It whispered his name. Not just his name, his childhood nickname, the one only his mother used. When morning came, he was found outside, naked, shaking, bleeding from scratches across his back. He kept repeating one word, Papa Bawa, Batwing. That should have been the end of it. One madman. One nightmare. But that same night, 3 houses away, a woman woke up unable to breathe. She said something was crouched in the corner of her ceiling, watching, its head turned too slowly, like an owl. She pulled her blanket over her face. It laughed, a dry clicking sound. When she woke at dawn, there were handprints on her thighs. Not bruises, burn marks, as if something hot had gripped her skin. By the end of that week, dozens claimed attacks. Men who would never admit fear. Teenagers. Elderly. They all described the same details. The smell, the wings. The voice that entered the mind instead of the ears. And the message. Tell them I am here. The creature didn't want secrecy. It demanded publicity. Entire villages stopped sleeping indoors. Families dragged mattresses outside and lit fires that burned until sunrise. No one wanted to be alone, because Papa Bawa preferred isolation. Some claimed it entered through keyholes as smoke. Others said it dropped from rooftops. One fisherman swore he saw it leap from a palm tree and glide silently over the ocean before vanishing into the dark. Then came the part no one wanted to say out loud. Some victims described assault. Pinned down, violated, not by a man, not by an animal, something else. Something in between. Imams were called. Prayers echoed through villages at night. Some believed it was a jinn. Others said it was summoned through witchcraft. Accusations started. Neighbors blamed neighbors. And fear became more dangerous than the creature itself. Police investigated. They found nothing. No broken locks, no forced entry. No footprints that made sense. But they did see the scratches. Parallel marks. Too evenly spaced to be random. Too deep to be self-inflicted. Doctors suggested mass hysteria, stress, political tension. Elections were near. Anxiety was high, but mass hysteria doesn't leave claw marks. Mass hysteria doesn't whisper childhood secrets, and it doesn't return. Because this wasn't the first time. Elders spoke of 1965, right after revolution. Similar attacks, same wings, same terror. Then silence for years, until chaos returned, as if it fed on instability. In Pemba, one man decided he wasn't afraid. He stayed inside alone as proof. Around 2 a.m., neighbors heard a scream that didn't sound human. They found him outside at sunrise, alive, but different. his eyes unfocused, his voice hollow. He said only one thing before refusing to speak ever again. It was on the ceiling. Above his bed, deep gouges carved into the wood beams. No ladder, no explanation. By the second month, the panic had spread to mainland Tanzania. Radio stations reported nightly attacks. The more it was discussed, the more sightings increased, as if attention strengthened it. A teacher claimed she saw it clearly in moonlight, 6 feet tall, wings tucked behind its back. Watching her from the doorway, she froze. It tilted its head. Then, in a voice that sounded like multiple whispers layered together, it said, "Why are you alone?" She fainted. When she woke up, her door was still locked from the inside. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. No grand finale. No capture. No body. Just silence. Again. But here's what makes it worse. In 2000, it came back. In 2007, it returned again. Each time during unrest. Each time spreading through fear. To this day, some communities in Zanzibar refuse to mock the name, refuse to joke about it, because those who dismiss it too loudly are said to be visited first. And there is one detail investigators never explain. Many victims claimed Papa Bawa didn't just attack. It studied them first, watching from rooftops, from trees, from corners of ceilings, waiting for the moment they were most alone, most vulnerable. Some nights in Zanzibar, when the wind stops suddenly and dogs refuse to bark, elders say that means something is circling above. You won't hear flapping. You won't hear footsteps. You'll only notice the smell, rot, sulfur, wet skin. And by the time you realize the silence is unnatural, it's already inside. So if you ever visit the islands off Tanzania's coast, and you wake up in the middle of the night feeling weight on your chest, don't open your eyes, because if you see the wings unfold above you, it already knows your name.